Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I had a different YouTube video planned for today, but I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that this is my last YouTube video shooting on this camera. And as you guys know, I haven't had the best luck with this camera. It's not meant for video, but it's the only camera that I had that can shoot video. Not cool. So I've just kind of been rolling with it. She's just gonna play this whole entire time, so excuse Fancy if you hear her. But I have just been rolling with it. The autofocus isn't great, it's shaky, I can't see myself, so I have no idea what it looks like on the other side. So I know sometimes it focuses on the background and then sometimes it comes back to me, and I'm so excited to have a new camera. Recently my YouTube channel has been growing so much and I've been loving the videos that I've been shooting, but they're very, very hard to shoot when I can't see what is going on the other side of the screen. So I'm very excited to get a new camera, so hopefully the next video you guys see, it will be with a new camera. But in today's video I figured I would just do a sit down chit chat video instead of the normal ones that I have been doing recently. This video is still obviously going to be filled with tips, but I'm just gonna sit down and chat with you and talk a little bit about Pinterest. I haven't shot a Pinterest related video in a hot minute. Was the last one talking about how I reached 2 million average monthly viewers on Pinterest? 2 million. I'm not sure if that was the last one or not. Can you guys hear Fancy chilling? So in this video, I want to talk about how you can rate the best Pinterest description to make sure that you are appearing in a Pinterest search. Because as you guys already know, Pinterest is a search engine and search engines run based off of keywords, the keywords that you include in your content shared on the platform. So Google is a little bit different than Pinterest. Pinterest in particular, there are a few places that you want to make sure that you include your keywords so that you can rank for those keywords. That would be within the title of your pin, the pin description, within the first chunk of content that you include in the blog post that you are linking to, or your social media description. So if you didn't know, there are two descriptions that pull up on Pinterest pin. The top one is pulled from either your blog post or your social media description if you do specify that, and the other one is actually your pin description, which you have 500 characters. You can also include keywords in your graphic. That is great to get people to click on it, but you really want to make sure that you're including keywords in those three areas. But the one that you really need to pay attention to is your Pinterest pin description. And I have talked about this before, but I'm going to talk about it again because I don't think that I have actually shared with you guys how I rate my pin description in the way that I think works best to increase your visibility on the platform. So that is exactly what we are going to do with the next few tips. So to rate a good pin description, you want to make sure that you are including as much in the description as possible. And if you did not know, you have 500 characters that you can use in a pin description before Pinterest cuts you off. You want to use as much of those 500 characters that Pinterest gives to you. I have oftentimes seen a lot of people just include the title of their blog post in the pin description, but that is just a waste of really good real estate for Pinterest SEO. So you want to make sure that you're using as much of the 500 characters as possible when you are writing your pin description. You also want to make sure that you are writing in natural language. This is huge. Pinterest used to be okay with keyword stuffing. I know I've told you guys that before, but Pinterest is moving away from it and has been moving away from it for a while now. So you want to make sure that your pins are written in natural language, and if you don't know what that means, it's like me talking to you right now. So you want to write the way that you would speak instead of just putting keyword after keyword after keyword after keyword. Now, yes, you can include keywords, and keywords are obviously the be-all to end-all of your pin description. You want to make sure that you are including really good keywords that you want to rank for in your pin description, but you don't just want to keyword stuff. But what you can do is include a few keywords at the end, broken up by vertical lines or hashtags, which we will actually talk about in a little bit. And when it comes to those keywords that you include, I feel like some people write their blog posts based off of one main keyword. They do their keyword research, they come up with one keyword that they want to focus on, and that's it. When I do my keyword research, it's a bit different. I like to include a ton of keywords in my blog post as well as my pin description, different variations of a keyword. So what I would recommend to you would be to include at least 3 keywords in your pin description, but honestly guys, sometimes I can include 8 to 10 keywords in my description. So if you have no idea what you're doing when it comes to keywords, like what keywords do I include in my pin description, you want to make sure that you are performing Pinterest keyword research on the Pinterest platform. And yes, that is different than Google. So you can use Keyword Finder, SEMrush, and honestly just whatever you use to find Google keywords, but Pinterest keywords are different, and you need to make sure that you are using Pinterest to perform your keyword research. And it is super easy. I actually have 2 YouTube videos talking about how you can perform Pinterest keyword research. One is the easy route, how you can just perform it in the search bar, and the other one is through the ads platform. So you definitely want to check them out. They are included in the description bar down below. But once you come up with those keywords, those are the ones that you're going to want to include in your pin description. Now, how do you include them in your pin description? You want to include them in your natural language, as well as broken up by vertical lines at the end, and hashtags. So for me, what I have found to be the perfect layout of writing a pin description would be to include 400 characters of natural language. That is typically about 3 sentences, not super long, like over 20-word sentences, but 3 sentences that are natural language, something that you think that people would actually search, or something that would get someone's attention. Not a lot of people actually read pin descriptions, honestly, but Pinterest reads the pin description. So you want to make sure that it is something that someone would actually be searching for. Feel free to ask a question saying, are you interested in learning more about this? Today I'm sharing this on the blog talking about blah, 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 and make sure that you include your keywords there. So 400 characters of natural language. Then, if you didn't get to include some of the keywords that you wanted to include, you can include them broken up by vertical lines. Now again, this can appear like keyword stuffing, but I still use this strategy because I use very, very few keywords broken up at the end just like that. So I like to use 3 keywords, maybe, honestly, sometimes it's like 1 or 2 keywords. If I didn't find a way to naturally include them in the language, I will include them broken up by vertical lines at the end. And then you want to make sure that you are using hashtags, and hashtags are another great opportunity for you to include your keywords. Now, hashtags aren't really searched that much on Pinterest, but Pinterest is favoring them. They like when people use hashtags, so make sure that you include some keywords at the end with hashtags. Try to keep them short and sweet. You don't want a hashtag that's like 5 words long. That doesn't really make that much sense. So just like hashtag blog or hashtag fashion, something that relates to the pin, obviously, but is like a short, to the point keyword. And one thing that I see a lot is people are either not paying attention to their pin description, or people are overthinking their pin description. When you write your pin description, it does not have to be that complicated. For me, it takes me less than a minute to write. I run it through Grammarly because honestly, I want to make sure that things are spelled right and my grammar is proper, and then I will upload it to my website and to Pinterest. But it does not have to take that long to write. You just want to make sure that you're using as many characters as possible. Try to get up to that 500. 490 is great, and include those keywords. If you have to perform keyword research before every single pin you launch, do it, because it is going to be so worth it. When you target the right keywords and write an amazing pin description, you are going to appear in a Pinterest search. It's just, that's how it works. So I hope you guys liked this video and found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel while you are down there. Fancy has been chewing her bone the whole entire time, so I'm really hoping that you guys can't hear that, but it's better than squeaky toys. So honestly, I am sorry if you did hear it. And as I said before, this is probably my last video with this camera, so you guys will not get the shaking anymore. And I am so excited. So I hope you guys found that helpful. I know I just like threw some tips at you today, but sometimes I like when I can just spill my guts, spill some tips with you, and just help you out as much as possible. So I'll see you guys back here in another video very soon. Bye guys.